Hello, this is lesson 8.1, Circles and Circumference, and what I need for you to do is to have two different colors aside from your regular pencil or pen, so really three colors. I'm going to use black, red, and blue. So get three colors ready to go and split your paper into 4 sections like you see on your screen, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, on the upper left side of your notes, I want you to copy what you see on your screen. Use different colors for diameter and radius. Here I used blue for diameter and red for radius. Pause the video to copy it down, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so the diameter of a circle is the line segment that goes from one point on a circle to the next point across, and it's cutting through the center. So I'm going to draw a dot in the middle here. So that dot in the middle represents the center of the circle. So a diameter is cutting through the center of the circle going all the way across. Now here I have the diameter is equal to twice the radius. So we'll talk about radius down here, but the formula to find the diameter, if you know what the radius is going to look like this. D equals 2 times R. Now the radius is the line segment starting from the center of the circle and going to any point on the circle. So the radius is going to be half the diameter. So here, from here to here is the radius. And then from here to here is another radius. So the radius is the diameter divided by 2. And in formula form, we would see it written like this. The radius equals d divided by 2. On the upper right side of your video notes, I want you to copy what you see on your screen using one color for one color for diameter. Here I used the diameter in blue, and then another color for the radius. Here I used radius, I put it in red. Pause the video, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so for problem number 1, it says find the radius, and here we're given the diameter, the distance all the way across the circle going through the center. The diameter is 13 meters. So to find the radius, we look over to this side here. The radius, we would use this formula, R equals D divided by 2. So start with the formula first, and then we know that the diameter is 13 meters. So for the second row, we're going to write R equals 13 divided by 2, and then our last step is to solve. So then we just do 13 divided by 2. So that gives us 6.5, and then this M stands for meters, and that is our answer. So we box our answer. All right, now let's look at problem 2. On problem 2, it says find the diameter. And so now this distance here, that's the radius. That's half of the diameter, okay? So to find the diameter, we're going to use this formula because that starts with the diameter equals 2R. So the first row is to write your formula, and then we know that the radius, which is R, is 7.6 meters. So for the second row, I'm going to write D equals 2 and then in parentheses 7.6. And then you solve this. You do 7.6 times 2. So then the diameter becomes 15.2, and then we label it meters again. So now we box our answer. Now on the lower left side of your notes, I want you to copy what you see on your screen. Pause the video to do so, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so in this section, we're going to talk about circumference. Circumference of a circle is the distance around a circle. It's also known as the circle's perimeter. So if I were to ask you for the circumference of this circle right here on number 3, I am asking for the distance all the way around this circle. Like if I were to take a tape measurement and measure it all the way around, this is the circumference. Now, these are the two formulas that we can use to find the circumference. And in each of the formulas, you'll see this symbol right here. It's a Greek letter, and it's pronounced pi, P-I. Now, pi stands for a decimal, and that decimal is non-terminating, non-repeating, meaning it goes on forever, but we round it to 3.14. So this is how you spell pi. It doesn't have an E at the end. And this ratio comes from the circumference divided by the diameter. So what they found out is anytime you measure a circle all the way around, and then you measure the diameter all the way across, you will get about 3.14. So that's where this number comes from. So when I'm asking for you to find the circumference, you're going to use one of these two formulas. And if you know the diameter, then you can use this formula for the circumference. If you know the radius, then you use this formula. So looking at problem 3. On problem 3, we're given the distance all the way across, which is known as the diameter. So we're going to use this formula here. So always start with the formula. And now we know that the diameter is 2. So now underneath we're going to write C equals 3.14 times 2. Remember, this symbol pi always stands for 3.14. And now when we multiply 3.14 times 2, then the circumference is going to be 6.28 meters. And we label it M, M for meters. And that's our answer. Okay, so now looking at problem 4, now here in the picture, we know the radius of the circle. So that means we use this formula here. So start with the formula. C equals 2 pi r. And then the next step, fill in the numbers. Sorry, I had to write it really small. So it's going to be 2 times 3.14 times 11.5. So now our circumference is 72.22 meters, and then we box our answer. Now on the lower right of your notes, I want you to pause the video and copy this problem down. When you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. So before we continue with this problem, I want you to write the movie clue. If you're listening to the video, I would like you to write the words apple pie next to the title of these notes. Okay, now continue with number 5. The question says, find the diameter of a circle with a circumference of 37.68. Okay, so here we're looking for diameter. In fact, I'm going to underline that in red. This is what we're looking for, the diameter. What we know is that it has a circumference of 37.68. Okay, so we're going to be using the circumference formula. Okay, and since we are looking for the diameter, we're going to use this formula right here because that has circumference and the diameter in it. So let's write the formula first. C equals pi d. Now we're going to write the information we have. We know what the circumference is, so we're going to put that underneath circumference. And then underneath pi, we're going to put the 3.14. Okay, and then d, that's what we're looking for. We want to find the diameter. So now we have this equation. So now all we have to do is solve for d. So then you're going to circle the variable d. Okay, I'm going to do it in red. And then you draw your line underneath the equal sign. And because it's being multiplied by 3.14, we're going to divide both sides by 3.14. And then what's going to happen here is the 3.14s are going to become 1, so you're left with d on the right side, and then on the left side you divide these two, and that equals 12. So 12 equals d, so that means our diameter is 12 inches. So you write that down and you box it, make sure you label it, and that's it. That's all for your notes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.